This is a trade recap for the ES Runner and Euro Runner trading systems for June the 19th, 2012. The first trade here took place on the ES Runner at 2:10 in the morning. The objective for pre-market is to take one contract to make 6 ticks of profit and then bring the second contract to break even, or for whatever contract size you want to work with. It's half the position 6 ticks, the other half at break even. 6 ticks were hit here, second half brought to break even, got stopped out right along this line, this area right in here. Second trade here, this one was not a valid trade to take. We had a news release at 4:30. You don't take a trade if you don't have at least 15 minutes, the regular trading hours, to make profit, and at least 30 minutes in the pre-market to make profit. The trade entry here was at 4:15. The trade itself was at 4:30. You're to leave every trade one candle before the news, which only gave this trade 10 minutes to make profit. Therefore, it was not a valid trade to take per the rules due to news impacts. Going forward here, we have a trade at 5:55 in the morning. It's a long trade. It makes 6 ticks on the first contract. The second contract again brought to break even, allowed to run until either across of the white line or just before a news event, 5 minutes before the news event, or the market open. One of those three conditions warrants the exit of a runner. In this case, we had an 8:30 news release, exit here at, actually this was a higher price here. The news release, you exit at the open price, which should have been right there. Open price of the candle before the news, one candle before. That is a price of 45. The entry was 42.75, so this actually made 10 ticks of profit. So I have to add 10 ticks more, 5 more ticks of profit at the end of this video here, because I miscalculated that. So again, first position made 6 ticks, seconds brought to break even, which break even was right here, but that was brought to break even, right there. 47.45. This candle here might have knocked out the runner. It did technically touch it, so actually I really need to then take this. This could have been an exit on the runner right there. So this is actually 0 now. So excuse me, I gotta detract 5 ticks from the overall profit. My apologies, and I'll do that here at the end. And so let's go forward here. We have our first valid. Now we have to go to the 9:30 market open. We go to the 2-minute systems, 2-minute filters, that is, the faster filter for the faster market, faster algorithms for the faster market. So the algorithms filter things, analyze things, and monitor and calculate bid and ask volume, generating signals on a faster basis when we go to the markets open at 9:30. That's why we use the faster algorithms. Okay, going back here to 9:30, we don't take trades between 9:15 and 9:45. The first valid trade long was what's called a sprint trade, and that happened right here. Entry right here made 10 ticks. Several traders held this trade longer, because the first scalp of a move or the first sprint of a move can normally make a lot more profit than 8 to 10 ticks. Many traders held it. Several traders actually took trades out at about 3 points, which is right up here. One trader even made 4 points, which was actually right up here. This was a little bit dangerous, but it kept going later, and he was upset because he thought he'd make 5. But in the end, he still did very well. This was a 10-tick profit here. We go forward, we look for our next valid trade. We don't get a valid scalp because it's not a blue color for a rookie trade. Doesn't meet the rules for a rookie trade scalp. Has to be beyond the yellow line in order to do that, which this one didn't. As you can see, the yellow line mysteriously stops trades many times in their tracks. That's why we don't. That's why we apply the rookie trade rules to have safer entries. Going forward here, we have our next sprint, but it's inside of the yellow line, so it wasn't taken by the room, but the next scalp was right here for 8 ticks of profit. The next valid trade was a cautionary short. Half your contract size for those with small accounts trading 2 contracts normally. They would have taken only 1 contract. So I don't count runners on the cautionary trade because I use the most conservative rule sets for the smallest account holder. 8 ticks for profit were made here. So this is actually a day where we take 5 ticks off of there. Tuesday was an extremely difficult day to trade. One of the choppiest days I've seen in about 6 months. A very, very choppy day, but you have days like that. Great systems, good systems do well in great markets. Great systems do well in difficult markets. The system still does very well on choppy days, the vast majority of the time. Has a very high success rate even on choppy days. So this trade was a short cautionary trade. This trade was a scalp that lost 7 ticks, and then unfortunately all the money we made in the day we gave back because we lost 24 ticks on this trade that lost 12 ticks on 2 contracts. This was a 24 tick loser. When you take these 24 ticks against all the other ticks made earlier in the day, the net is 7 ticks profit for the day. Thank you. We're now going to go over here to the euro real quick. Thought I was done with the video. It wasn't. Now the euro had a very choppy day on Tuesday. Horrible day. Range bound all the way up until the end of the U.S. session, basically, or the end of the European session. Very difficult day to trade. First trade here lost 25 pips on 2 lots, 2 minis, 2 micros, whatever you might trade. The next trade lost 25 pips. The next trade was a news-related trade just before the news. It wasn't to be taken. The next trade here was taken long. It makes 13 pips on the 2 lots, closed 1 candle before the news event at 8:30. The next trade here loses 23 pips on 2 lots or whatever your position size might be. And the next trade here made up for a lot of that. It became a very good trade. A runner, the rules for a runner, you take your first position out, first half of your position out. So in the case of lots, 1 lot. In the case of micro lots, mini lots, 1 micro, 1 mini, at 20 pips. You let your second position run, you bring it to break even. And you also can take scalps, of course. The first valid scalp came in here, it made 15 pips, and the runner was taken out at the cross of the white line, which would have occurred at 2:25 in the afternoon for 60 pips of profit on the runner. The total of all these positions is a net of negative 25 pips for the euro. This is only the 6th losing day for the euro in 45 days. The euro's only lost 6 days in 45 days. It's averaged just under 40 pips per day. Yesterday it made 57 pips, that is Monday, and then this day on Tuesday made negative 25 pips. So the Euro runner has done outstanding, continues to do outstanding, very high success rate trade system, but choppy days can produce losers sometimes. The pre-market session was very choppy. The regular trading hours, or the US market, was, as you can see, from 9 a.m., outstanding. Very large amount of profit made after the choppiness. I think much of the choppiness that day was related to the news release of the pound CPI. This is a gigantic market mover. One of the biggest trades you can trade on for news releases, which I traded for 5 years, is the pound CPI. This caused the market to be extremely range bound and choppy all throughout the beginning. If you look back here at the losers, they all happened between 2 o'clock and 4:30 in the morning. These 2 losers here, 2:30, this loser here, 4 o'clock, and then this trade wasn't taken because it was just before the news, but had it been taken, it lost as well. And only after that major CPI release did we have some very good trades for the euro. It made quite a lot of money after that news release. So as I tell traders, they shouldn't trade before big news releases because systems, even this fantastic system, will have its challenges. So keep that in mind when you look at today's overall results. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in the room for a free trial and to see these highly successful systems live in action.